Peace, peace, family. What's going on? Shout out to Fearless TV. Shout out to Candace Michelle. Shout out to Conscious X. And shout out to I Expose the MCs for the knowledge dropping, the truth telling, and just waking up the people. So, who you see on your screen right now is Kelly Rowland. Everyone knows Kelly Rowland. She was a part of Destiny's Child. She's so-called Beyonce's best friend, whatever. I'm going to be touching on a black woman playing another black woman in Hollywood and why. And shout out to I Expose the MCs, because this one I didn't make the connection. I always kind of thought it, but I thought I was over exaggerated. Like I really thought like, oh, I'm just tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm just seeing things. But when you see it, you can't unsee it. So Kelly Rowland, as we all know, her music career never blew up. Not as big as her bestie. She became more mainstream in the dance halls and dance music type genre, but mainstream wise, she never really had success like that. So, we kind of seen her go into the backdrop. She did some modeling. She did a tidbit of acting here and there in some low budget films and parts and things like that. But, other than that, she never became the big, huge star vocally, music-wise, that she really wanted to be. So I believe that, she was always supposed to pick a character. I think it took her a while, and I think she ran across this person and she liked this person. And I think this person was a real person. I mean, like, before they got to Hollywood, they was a real person just chasing their dreams. And then they got to Hollywood, and they had to see things for what it was and pick and choose. And I'm going to touch on that situation. And I'm going to try to make this video shorter than the last two. But, I think she met this person and she said, that's the character I want. I can do that. I can be her. I can reinvent myself. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, these people that I'm touching on have been groomed to do this. You see what I'm saying? They knew the rules. They had to learn the rules. They're grown now, and they know what they have to do in order to keep their status, keep their money flowing in. And like I said, Kelly hasn't been as successful as she would like to be. She needed a new venture. She needed another bag. You know what I'm saying? She needed to find another way to keep that money flowing and to keep up her end of her contract. Okay. She had to keep up her end of her contract. And, didn't really kind of have a choice. So she chose something she could deal with. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes they don't get to pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? But she been in it so long that, she had an opportunity to choose. You know what I'm saying? And I think she met the real individual and then decided like, okay, that's what I want to do. That's who I want to be. That's my next character. Because she's tried to reinvent herself as herself and it never worked. See, she always tried to reinvent because she didn't want to. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want to do this, so she tried to reinvent herself through her music, through her acting, through this, through that, and it just never took off. And so, they finally was like, you know what, you gotta do what you gotta do. We need you to keep up your end of this contract. You still owe in blood, sis, so let's go. And I think that's what happened. So I want you to look at her, look at Kelly, okay? All of her. Look at her face, look at her neck, look at all of her. Like, look at her, look at her head, look at her style even. I want you to really look at this woman, and I want you to really absorb her features, And I want you to really ask yourself before we get to this next photo, who does she remind you of? Or who does someone in Hollywood remind you of? You see what I'm saying? I want you to really think about it. Who does she really make you think of? You know what I'm saying? Outside of just herself. Like, really think. And when this next photo appears, when I pull up this next photo, it's going to be so obvious. And again, mind you, these are rituals. These are called rebirth rituals. Okay, rebirth rituals. With someone like her, this is a rebirth ritual. With someone like her that's seeking more fame, more success, more clout, more acknowledgement, this is a rebirth ritual. Now, here's the next photo. You didn't think. Issa Rae, right? This is Kelly Rowland, okay? You saw the last picture. This is Kelly Rowland. This is a rebirth. We're going to look at how tall she is, okay? We're going to see the height difference. So Kelly is 5'8", okay? She's 5'8". She's semi-tall. She's about my height. Now, you remember that last picture. Now, look at this picture. The eyes don't lie. Issa Rae. Okay. Kelly Rowland is Issa Rae. Okay. They just changed a few things with prosthetics, some clay, you know what I'm saying? But she is Issa Rae. Now, this next picture, you're not going to be able to unsee it once you see it. Bam. That is Kelly Rowland playing Issa Rae. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, oh, well, they were seen out together. They have people to step in. And when I show you this picture and you see what I see, it's going to make sense. But look at the eyes. Like I always keep saying in my videos, the eyes don't lie. And that is so true. That is so true. The eyes don't lie. People have been able to identify people in a crime just from seeing their eyes. Eyes don't lie. Eyes are a window to your true self. Okay. And like I said, Kelly's been wanting a rebirth. This is a rebirth, a chance to do it over and do something different that she may have always wanted to do. So we're going to look and see how tall Issa Rae is, because I don't think they're far off in height. Okay, Issa Rae is 5'9". That's 1 inch. That's 1 inch. That's 1 inch, right? That's just 1 inch. It's not much. But once we get to this actual, I believe, last picture or so, and you see them so-called together, the Issa Rae in that picture looks taller, okay? So we're going to look at Kelly where she's not smiling. This is just flat out a picture of her, you know, looking off into the distance, maybe under some kind of mind control or whatever. But you can see it. Okay, they tanned her skin just like they did for that coffee video, because she clearly is not as dark as she tries to portray herself to be. Okay, as Beyonce tries to portray herself. This girl is creamy coffee. That's what she is. So, as you see, look at the eyes. Look at the cheek structure. Look at her neck. Look, if you just were to take a prosthetic or some clay and slender the nose down a bit, give her a little, and the space between her nose and her lip is pretty much the same. They have the same laugh lines on the cheeks. It's the same. It's the same. The only difference is they added a few little prosthetics, a few little differences, makeup differences, and you're going to see in this next picture of Issa Rae, it's the same person. Bam. Same person, lips, nose, eyes. This is the same person. Kelly Rowland is Issa Rae. Kelly, this is Hollywood, people. I do think that Issa Rae was a real person, because when I was going through the pictures, I have some other pictures I didn't use, but when I was going back and you look at the early pictures of Issa Rae, like before she became this well-known house name, this Issa Rae does not look the same. It does not look the same. It does not. She does not look the same. So I do think that they killed off Issa Rae. I don't think she wanted to play the game, right? She didn't want to play the game. She didn't want to play the characters. She only wanted to make characters and play herself on her show. And Hollywood wasn't having that. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood wasn't having that. They killed her off and they gave her persona to Kelly Rowland so she can keep her end of the bargain. And here is the picture where they are together. And I want you to look at Issa Rae's mouth. That looks like a mat, like clay, like a mask. Like even the nose is different. This is not Issa Rae. Okay, this is a stand-in for when Kelly isn't playing Issa Rae. Okay, this is a stand-in, and look at the body shape. That is pretty much a man. That is a dude. Okay, like you can even tell by the waist and the hip, like that's a wide necked, wide shouldered, wide bodied man standing next to her. Like you could just look and tell that that's a man. Those are fake teeth. You know what I'm saying? That's a fake nose. That skin looks waxy and plasticky. Compare, especially if you look at Kelly, who, doesn't look as waxy. Like that clearly is not the real Issa Rae. Okay. And again, like I said, these are rituals. These are rebirth rituals for someone like Kelly Rowland, for someone who's been in the business that long. That this was a rebirth for her to be Issa Rae. So do your own research, peace and love, stay vigilant, seek knowledge.